Good evening, everyone. I'm Atrayee Chakrabarti, and I'm a consultant psychologist, and I practice CBT, solution focused breath therapy. I'm a certified play therapist and a career counselor too. Uh, Thank you, Career Naksha, for giving me this opportunity to share my experience, perhaps on a very important issue these days we are facing through. Uh, March 2022, it has been a very difficult time till that, uh, and we are still facing some difficulty now as the pandemic hit to our nation and lockdown was declared. After a couple of months, the lockdown was declared. An alternative platform of functioning, I could rather say, functioning was developed. It was the online platform, whether it is in the educational setup or it is in uh, working setup. This online platform was developed and it served as a savior for our daily functioning. But the medium of this savior, it gave rise to a problem which was not foreseen at that moment, and it came to focus until it became a very serious issue. Today I'm going to talk about that serious issue, and that is the dependence on screen. And my topic will be the other side of the screen. Uh, what are the impacts of the screen dependency on adults and children and everybody? So before we start, we should know about what is addiction. It is very important to know. American Psychiatric Association, they describe addiction as a state of psychological or physical dependence or both on the use of alcohol or other drugs. And who they uh, uh, they describe addiction as engaging in such behavior that may develop disorders due to addictive behavior associated with functional impairment or distress. So, in other terms, addiction may be sometimes referred to compulsion, which is not always associated to substances, or it can be a problem related to gambling. It can be problem related to internet addiction also. And in nutshell, it can be said that it is a compulsion by an individual to engage in some specific activity despite of the knowledge of its harmful consequences, and the individual did not get it, that it is impacting negatively onto their health, mental health, as well as social being or social life. Before I say something about the screen addiction or dependency, I would like to discuss about three cases here. Case number one, a 3.5-year-old male child. He was referred to me by an ENT specialist with the complaints of like low eye contact, lack of socialization, no communication, even with the parents in the house, and frequent crying spells and tantrums. Second case I was going to discuss, it was about a 15-year-old boy uh, who will be appearing for board exam this year, and he was referred to me by a psychiatrist with the complaints of lack of concentration in the studies mostly, where he was where he was a topper in his class, but now it is very difficult for him to get the qualifying marks. And along with that, he's very aggressive. He has become very aggressive and abuses verbally his parents, stays alone in his room. Whenever he gets angry, he locks up himself in rooms for hours, even for days, and cannot maintain his personal hygiene. Lack of communication, no interaction with others, isolated, withdrawal, low appetite, and sleep disturbances. The third case, it was about a 27-year-old man, and he was also referred by a psychiatrist with the complaints that he lost his interest in doing anything, because and he became aggressive very easily. He had mood swings, irritable mood, low appetite, self disturbances, and cannot maintain personal hygiene. Now, if we go through these cases and if we try to look upon their daily lives, we will find that there is one common thing, there is one common factor in all of these three cases, and that is uh, they start their day with a mobile or a laptop, and they end their day with a mobile or laptop. The child here I was referring, both of his parents were working, and when the child gets up in the morning, because all three of them have disturbed disciplined life, so they get up in the morning pretty late. And by the time the child's parents got involved into their works, own works, so what they used to do, they gave the child the tab. The child used to sit in front of the tab and watch the cartoon or YouTube or anything else. And this young boy who was going to appear for boards exam this year, he was also having more or less same daily routine or daily schedule. Getting up in the morning, first thing he used to do is take his mobile and see whatever the updates are coming on there, and playing video games, tucking into the mobile for long period of time, not studying or not doing the daily chores also, even not bathing, not brushing, not eating properly, not going to the washroom time to time. And the third one, the 27-year-old young man, for him, he had two mobiles. One he uses, and at that time, the other one was kept on charging. And when the charge of this mobile is gone, then he took the other mobile and indulges himself into that mobile. So, in three of these cases, we can see that there is dysfunction. There are significant dysfunctions, and there are poor hygiene. They cannot maintain their hygiene. They cannot do their work properly, and they are withdrawing themselves from their surroundings. Now, let's discuss about this screen addiction. What is screen addiction? Any screen related addictions such as surfing, video games, apps like Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, WhatsApp, as well as some watching some adult content. And screen addiction consists of different mediums like smartphone, tablet, laptop, television, gaming console. Necessary usage of above those gadgets, they are not termed as addiction. But if an individual engages in screen related activities excessively at the cost of their other interest areas, it is categorized as screen addiction. So, if when we go through this definition, we can get an understanding that what is screen addiction or screen dependency. But everybody who uses these devices cannot be said as addict. Okay, only those who are excessively using it at the cost of daily functioning, in spite of their trying to control their usage, they cannot control it, and they are not able to do their daily activities, like for teenage or children, their education is deteriorating. For adults who are working, their performance is deteriorating. For those cases only we can say that there might be a tendency that they're getting dependent on the screen. Now, let's have some research evidence. Dr. Kimberly Young, she was a licensed psychologist and an expert on internet addiction. She founded the Center for Internet Addiction in 1995 and is a professor at St. Bonaventure University. And she was the first psychologist to identify internet addiction and published her paper in 1996, Internet Addiction, the Emergence of New Disorder. Now, after that, extensive research has been done on this topic, and recent researchers have found an astonishing evidence in growing dependence on screen. So, there are some statistics I've given here below, and these are the based on Indian statistics. Recent study or research is done in screen time addiction shows that uh, 55.4% female, they are addicted to screen, and 44.6% male, they are addicted to screen. And it has been found that 25% or 26% in the age range of 18 to 22 years, they are addicted to screen. 33.3% in the age range of 27 to 30 years addicted to screen, and 41.2% in the age range of 23 to 26 years are addicted to screen. So you can see here that 23 to 26 years of age, this is the most functional age of a human being, and this functional age is substituted by screen dependency. 41% individual, they are addicted to screen and they're not utilizing their potential to the fullest extent due to their dependency on screen. Another context shows that shows that 85% of the addict screen dependents or addicted to screen, they belong from nuclear family, and 15% they belong from joint family setup. Now, if we go through the pattern or the popular apps which are involved in the screen dependency, we can see the highest used app is WhatsApp, 96%. Then we have Instagram, 86%. Then we have Facebook, 76%. YouTube, 79%. Twitter and Snapchat, 30%. So these are the apps which are mostly used in screen addiction. Now we will classify some of the screen dependency disorders like internet addiction disorder, online addiction disorder, internet gaming disorder, video game addiction, problematic internet use, pathological technology use, compulsive internet use, mobile phone dependence, pathological video game dependence, and social network addiction. So this these are the disorders we can see in screen dependence, and we can say only addiction if there are preoccupation with the internet for a longer period of time. In order to get satisfaction, they use internet or they indulge themselves in some of the here in some of the social media or some of the platforms, uh, has an unsuccessful effort. They try themselves to control, but they cannot control it. And whenever they try to control or cut off or shorten the time period of the screen exposure, they have mood irritabilities, they have aggressions, they have anxiety issues. Okay. And they cannot function properly because of this addiction or dependency. Their functioning, adequate functioning, hampers. So that is what is internet addiction is all about. Now we will discuss about the science of screen dependency, how we will understand that a person is becoming dependent on the screen or is becoming a screen addict. Like spending more time on online. Most of the time the person is involved in online activities like surfing net, chatting in the WhatsApp or Snapchat, or seeing videos in the YouTube platform. No control over screen use, they cannot control. I have seen cases where the client, they indulge themselves in 10 to 12 hours in the screen exposure. They are exposed to the screen for 10 to 12 hours or more than that. So they have no control over the usage of this technology. Deterioration in functioning, whether it is academic or job. The second case I referred here, the boy, 15-year-old boy, he was the topper, and throughout his academic career, he was the topper in his class. But at that moment when he was referred to me, he was having difficulty in scoring qualifying marks also. So there was a steep deterioration in his academic career. And for individuals in job, who are in job, their function, their performance deteriorated. They cannot deliver or produce things on time. So there is deterioration in functioning. Loss of interest in other or daily activities. They lost interest in other activities apart from spending time on screen. The many times clients, they used to come to me and say that I used to do these things previously, I used to do that previously, and I used to enjoy doing these things previously, but these days I'm having difficulty in enjoying anything. And most of the time what I do is, whenever I don't like anything, I switch back to mobile, and or I switch back to tab, or I switch back to Netflix, and I spend time over there. So though they don't get any interest, they don't have any interest to do anything else apart from indulging themselves in screen. Preoccupied with games or social media, all time they're playing some games, or they're preoccupied with social media. Either they're posting their videos, or either they're posting their pictures, either they're writing down comments, or they're playing games, various types of video games. So they're preoccupied with their these screen. Problem and conflict in relationship. What is that? Because of this, they have problems and conflict in their own relationship, interpersonal relationship. For children, we can see they hardly have time to spend with their parents. They hardly have time to spend with their relatives. And for married couples, we can see that they also don't spend quality time rather with each other. And it creates conflict. It increases the uh, uh, fight in between them. So they have problems in their relationships. Withdrawal symptoms. What is this? What withdrawal symptoms means? Whenever these individuals, they try to seize down the time, they try to cut off the time, they try to stop or control their usage, they have this intense urge of getting back to the mobile or the screen, or they have irritation, they have mood swings, they have depression, they have anxiety. So to overcome that anxiety, overcome that psychological disturbances, what they do, they again get back to the mobile or internet or tab or whatever gadget they have. Depression, restless, irritability without screen activity. This is also a very important thing here. Whenever there is nothing to do, I will quote down my clients. They always say that I don't have anything to do, I get very bored. If I don't do anything in the internet, or if I don't surf the internet, if I don't play games, I get very bored, I get depressed. I think that something is not happening, there is nothing happening in my life, there is no entertainment in my life. So that makes them depressed, that makes them restless, that makes them irritable. So they again indulge themselves into the screen activity. Next is decline in empathy. What is empathy? Empathy means understanding others' emotions and feelings. So during this dependency period, or when the person is addicted to screen, it has been found that they have steep decline in empathy. They don't understand the feelings, they don't understand the emotions of other. Only what they understand, that if I want this, I want this now, immediately. I cannot wait for anybody or anything else, or I cannot uh, consider others emotion, other how others are feeling in this matter. So decline in empathy is seen here. Now they next is becoming defensive about the time spent on screen activity. They become very defensive, they don't say the truth. Many times what happens, when children are referred and young other adults, they come to me, and when they were asked how much time you spent on your screen activity, or how much time you spent on internet, they become very defensive. They give the lies. They don't tell you the actual truth. So this is something happens in screen dependency. Difficulty completing tasks. Children, they cannot complete their homework. They cannot complete their uh, classwork. They cannot complete their studies. And adults, what happens to them? They cannot deliver on time. Whatever project they have, and they have a timeline, they cannot deliver it on time, or they have to do it, finish it in a hurry to maintain the timeline. So difficulty in organizing and completing the task properly. Next is trouble focusing on priorities. They cannot prioritize which is more important, which is not important, which is less important. They cannot prioritize this. So these are the signs of screen dependency. Next, we will discuss about the effects of the screen dependency. And first one is the neurological effect. In 2018, the National Institute of Health found a direct relation of screen time with brain functioning. So, what are the relationship they have found? If an individual engages in screen time more than 2 hours per day, it has been seen that they scored low on language and thinking test. And if the exposure time is more than 7 hours per day, then there is the thinning of brain cortex. This area is responsible critical thinking and reasoning. So what happens here? Because of this damage in the cortex, they are unable to think. They are unable to reason out things. They are unable to logically found out. They are unable to solve their problems. And again, it has been seen that excessive screen time appears to impair brain structure and function, especially the frontal lobe and cortex. Next is the physical effects. So, physical effects, we have backache. It is very evident that if you indulge yourself for hours in screen, and you have to sit in a posture, or you have to you lie down, or you sit in a posture for longer period of time, that will create some backache. So that happens in this screen, excessive exposure of screen. Carpal tunnel syndrome, and it is a syndrome, and it is caused by the pressure on the median nerve, and this nerve is situated in our wrist, and this nerve supplies feeling and movement to the parts of the hand. So when you are indulging yourself in laptop or tab, and you are sitting and you are moving the mouse for a longer period of time, this nerves got injured, and here what can happen? It can lead to numbness, tingling, weakness, or muscle damage in the hand or in the fingers. Headache is another physical effect that is caused by excessive exposure of screen time. uh, Many times people come and say that they suffer from headache. And next is insomnia. Their sleep pattern disturbs a lot, because what they do, they sleep, they yeah at many times when my clients come to me, and when I ask them, when did you go to sleep, they say that I go to sleep, I'm bed within 10:30. And then what you do? Then I sleep there, and because I don't feel sleepy, I start surfing the net. I start surfing net. I start watching YouTube videos. So what happens here? The sleep is away. Hmm. They When we go to sleep at night, what we do? We switch off the lights. If it is necessary, we close the windows and doors, so that we can shut down the noises and lights. And this again sends a signal to our brain that it is time to rest. But when you sleep and you switch on your mobile, the bright light of the mobile, it again signals back your brain that your brain should work now. So what happens there? There is a mixed signal, and that signal is creating confusion in the brain whether to rest or not. And that's why what happens, the sleep is away from you. So even if you sleep at time, but if you surf your internet, or if you see YouTube videos, you will not feel sleepy. So this happens, and insomnia is another factor where individuals, they are awake for a whole night and they cannot sleep. Neck pain is another physical effect due to the inadequate posture. Neck pain can happen. Dry eyes and other vision problem. Eyes can get uh, dry and vision can get blurred. Even I have seen children suffering from retinal problems after excessive usage of screen. Weight gain or weight loss, both can happen. Weight gain because you're sitting on a same posture for longer period of time, 24 into 7. So there is a possibility of gaining weight because you don't have any exercise, you don't do any exercise, you don't you again you start binge eating, so that may gain weight. Or you may uh, lose weight also, and that is the reason is because you're not taking care of your appetite, you're not having a balanced diet, you're not eating properly, you're not eating on time, so that may lose your weight also. Next is poor nutrition. During this period of time when you are indulged in screen excessively, you are not taking care of your nutrition, and you are not taking care of your hygiene also. uh, the three cases I have mentioned here, for three of them, it was found that they don't bath, they don't take a bath regularly because that time which is required to take a bath, they think that if I take a bath then I'll miss some time and I'll have less time to play a game or surf the mobile, so they stop bathing and say they surf mobile. They don't clip their nails, they don't comb their hairs, they don't brush, they don't maintain their personal hygiene. So these are the physical effects of screen dependence. Next is the psychological effect, and the first one is depression. Depression, all of you know that this online platform is a very safe and easy platform for bullying. So when you indulge yourself in this platform for a longer period of time, there is a high possibility of get bullied by the other person. And your many times my clients come to me and say, I see mobile, I saw the social media, and I saw my friends over there. They're having a very good life. They're having they're roaming happily, they are doing very good in their life. That makes me feel very bad because I'm not doing good. So these things develop depression, anxiety. Again, if you don't do if you don't surf, or you are not active, that creates anxiety because you always have this fear of missing out something, or you always having the fear that people are not getting enough about you. So that is creating anxiety. Dishonesty, you people become the individual who are excessively engaged in social media. They sometimes they take some path of dishonesty, uh, because they also want to share something for which they can gain praise and appraisal from others, so they might choose some path of dishonesty. Feeling of guilt, what happens when I've seen for children who are excessively involved in screen or in social media, they sometimes say that I feel very guilty that this during this time I can do many things, but because I cannot control myself and I indulge myself in these types of activities, I'm not letting out my potential grow. So that's why they feel guilty. Feeling of euphoria, it is a feeling of excitement and happiness. uh, like you can see that individuals, they post pictures, and when they get likes, they feel happy, it make you feel happy. So this is the feeling of euphoria. And uh, my clients, when I ask them what you do in the morning, and most of the time they say that I get up in the morning and I take my mobile and I see that how many likes I've got in my photo which I post yesterday. So that is the thing. They are so conscious about how many posts, likes they are getting, how many encouragements or how many good things they are getting from other people, that makes them feel very happy. And this feeling of euphoria, that also is making them indulge more in this social platform. Failure to organize and prioritize, as I mentioned before, individuals who are excessively engaged in screen or internet, they cannot organize their task because they are spending too much time on an activity. So they have to sacrifice, or they have to they cannot organize the other jobs properly, and they cannot prioritize their activities according to their importance. Next is isolation. They become very isolated because they want to indulge, or they want to spend more time in the um, internet. They don't interact with their parents. The boy I was talking about, a 15-year-old boy, in order to spend more time in the internet or play more games in the internet, he locks himself in his room. Even if his relatives comes and visit them, he doesn't come out of the room, and he stays there. He stays with their laptop, or he stays with their computer, and he is always playing games, or he's always watching the videos. Failure to time management becomes a very important issue for individuals who excessively indulge themselves in screen, because their whole lifestyle is disrupted. uh, they are not disciplined at all, so they cannot manage time. And works, there are pending works, they are overloaded by pending works. Defensiveness, as I've said before, they become very defensive. Avoidance, they try to avoid real situations, they try to avoid situations where they might be criticized. Agitation, why? When everybody in their house, probably the parents or their partner, they are complaining that you are spending too much time on internet, that makes them agitated. Mood swings are very important, very crucial here. And excessive usage of internet or social media, it develops mood swings. Aggression, when something is not according to their priority, or something is not according to their wish, they become very aggressive. Fear, they are afraid that they will be left out, or they will be isolated in this online platform. Loneliness, they also feel lonely, because slowly and gradually the friends they are having, the relatives they used to have, they become detached from those relatives or friends, and they become very lonely. And the last one is procrastination. They used to procrastinate. Many times my clients, they come and say that, every day I get up in the morning, and I think that I will do this today, I will do that today, but at the end of the day I procrastinate. Okay, I'll do it, but I never get to do it. So these are the psychological effects of screen addiction. Now, we need to also understand what are the causes of this screen addiction. There are uh, there may be numbers of reasons people get addicted to screen. And most commonly it is a compulsive urge to use internet as to cope up, or as to manage unpleasant feelings of or emotion. Self medication, what is that? Many people, they try to use internet, or try to cope up with the unpleasant emotions like anxiety, depression, stress, or other mental illness, by indulging themselves in internet or social media. uh, I have asked my numerous clients that, when you feel depressed, when you feel isolated, when you feel sad, what do you do? And most of the time they replied that, if when I feel depressed, I take my mobile and I start watching some videos, or I start chatting to my some of my friends. If I get tensed, I start watching some comedy movies or something like that. So they try to cope up with their unpleasant feelings and emotions by indulging themselves in this screen or in the internet. Next is seeking information and knowledge. Now there are some people who have this urge, or who have this desire, intense desire to seek and gather knowledge and information about everything and anything. Now internet is a very easy way, easy platform. It can be accessed very easily, and it is a very attractive platform where you can get information about anything and everything. So this is also one of the reason why individuals, they indulge themselves, or they become addicted to screen. uh, Social anxiety, what is that? Some people we see in our surroundings that they face difficulty in face to face communication. They have social anxiety, they cannot mix up in social setup. They feel very uncomfortable in face to face, one to one interaction. So for them, this online platform is a very good thing, or is a very easier way to interact with the people. And these people who suffer from social anxiety, they can chat, or they can speak on for hours in this social platform, and that is also making them addicted. Loneliness. Many times it has been seen that people become dependent on screen to cope up with the void or loneliness they suffer from. They don't have anybody to speak up, they don't have anybody to share. So what they do, they indulge themselves in internet or social platform, or social media. So they can be they can feel, or they can think that they are being listened, or they are having some time with somebody, or trying to um, they are trying to cope up with the loneliness. Escaping from reality. This is a very interesting fact. uh, Now reality, it is this is a harsh world, and in this harsh world people have to face many uncomfortable things, many unpleasant things. But social media or internet or game is something which is where you can try, or where you can have a good time. So individual, they escape from the reality and indulge into this fantasy world to get that satisfaction which they seek from the reality, but we're not getting it, but they get it from this uh, real world. Students who come to me, when I ask them why you continue playing on, or why you indulge yourself to the screen, they very frequently they answer that, there are no criticism, nobody will criticize you there, and you will not be a failure over there. If you fail, if you cannot do something, then again you will have an opportunity so that you can overcome that. But in real life, there are tests, there are failures. So here in this real world, in this internet, in this platform, there is no defeat, there is no unpleasant emotions. I can do whatever I want to do, I can achieve whatever I want to achieve. So this is a way of escaping the harsh reality. And for this reason also, many times we have seen not only children, adults, they also get involved in this screen, and they become addicted. Next is increased level of dopamine. Now, research has suggested that those who excessively use the screen, their brain shows increased level of dopamine. Now, dopamine is a chemical which is present in reward processing and addiction. And this release of dopamine increases the excitement and happiness. Now this excitement, to seek this excitement, and people get used of this excitement and happiness, so they become more dependent on the screen. Like the example I gave, that people post their pictures in the social media, and they get likes over there. This like, it makes them feel happy. And again, when they see this likes, when they're seeing that they're having 100 likes, 1000 likes, 2000 likes, so that increases the level of dopamine in their brain, and that again gives them excitement and happiness, which in turn make them over dependent on screen. Next is fear of missing out. This is another factor which affects the individual, and they indulge themselves into the screen. Uh, Whenever they're not online, whenever they're not on this social platform, they think that they're missing out something. Hmm. Many times my clients, they have come to me and they said, when I don't see the WhatsApp, or when I don't see Facebook for a long period of time, I think that I feel that many thing is happening behind me, and I'm not getting any idea of what is going on. uh, Probably 1 year back, I hope, I used to see a woman, middle-aged woman. She came to me, and when she came to me, she was very depressed. And when I asked the reason of her depression, or of her sadness, she said that, I'm very sad because I have a group of school friends, and we have this WhatsApp group. So one day I fought with one of my friend in the WhatsApp group, and they just kicked me out of the group. Now I'm very sad, and I'm not sad because of the fact that I'm out of the group, but I'm sad because of the fact that they are discussing about so many things in the group. They are sharing so many things in the group, and I'm not being part of that group anymore, and I cannot, I don't know, I don't have any idea that what is going on their group, what they're discussing about, what they're sharing, what they're chatting. So that is making me more sad and more unhappy. So this is fear of missing out. I am missing out each and everything what is happening in this social platform. So this anxiety, because of this anxiety also, people indulge themselves in the screen. And again, we have seen cases where children, adults, young adults, middle-aged individuals, the first thing they do after getting up in the morning, they take their mobile and they surf the social platform, and they try to find out what happened during that night time. Okay, so these are the causes of screen addiction. Next, now, this is the last segment of my discussion, and that is what we should do now. Then, what should be done? We can see that it has an impact on our social life, it has impact on our daily functioning, it has impact on our mental health, it has impact on our health also, physical health also. So, what can be done? First, consult a trained psychologist or counselor. The counselor will help you to understand what is going on, and what is making you or what is triggering you, so that you are having this urge of constantly getting back to the social media. Consult a psychiatrist. Now, for screen dependency or internet addiction, there is no direct psychiatric intervention. But as we have seen that, because there are many, there might be many psychological issues while discussing the causes of screen addiction. We have seen that there may be many emotional issues, many stress related issues, or anxiety related issues, for which the individual reverts back to the social media and escapes from the reality. Psychiatric intervention can be done for those behavioral or emotional or psychological issues. Like if the person is suffering from depression, and the person is going back to internet or social media to get out of it, depression, then psychiatric intervention can be provided to fight back the depression. So consulting a psychiatrist can be done. Developing coping skills. Uh, we have discussed previously that there might be many psychological issues for which an individual can get back into screen. So the individual can be trained to develop some effective coping measures. for that he or she can combat the issues he or she is being facing, uh, and not getting back to the screen. Take help of support group plays an important role in helping or managing addiction, any type of addiction. It may be addiction of gambling, it may be addiction of alcohol or substance, it may be addiction of internet or screen. Social group or support group, they takes an important role. And support group can be parents can be a support group, friends can be a support group, or relatives can be a support group. Seeking help from them if they have similar type of symptoms or problems, how they have come out of those problems. These can help individuals to combat their own problem. Next is keep a log. What is that? It means that keep track of the time the person logged in and how long the person has spent uh, in social media. And this way they can also try to identify the emotions immediately before they logged in. They can have a track on that emotions, and they might understand what are the emotions that are triggering them to get back into the social media or screen. Okay. Next is by setting a timer. By setting a timer, they can manage mm, their screen time exposure. Though there is no exact time mentioned how much time is effective, but it is said that for adults 1 to 2 hours per day is more than that is going to impact negatively in the mental health as well as physical health and social health. So set a timer so that you can get to know how much time you are spending on social media. Now there are several apps now have developed, that apps can remind you that you are spending more time in mobile or laptop. Now you need to take rest, or now you need to switch off your mobile. So timer can be set like this way. Substitute with healthy activities, uh, like when you are indulging, or you are watching a movie, or you are watching a video, uh, you can substitute those activities with reading books, going for a walk, like playing. Don't if you're playing some video game, like if you're playing cricket in a video game, uh, you can substitute it by playing cricket in your locality with the with the boys or children over there. So you can substitute with some healthy activities. Cognitive behavior therapy, it can also help in management of screen time, like it helps to change the perception regarding internet usage, and it also helps in reducing down the anxiety, stress and depression, which in other way helps to develop effective coping and self control over screen time. Dialectic behavior therapy, it can also help in management of screen time, like it can help the individual to focus and learn to live in the present moment. And it can be done by mindful exercise, and it helps to reduce the intensity of emotional pain until and unless the feeling is gone. How to regulate that emotional feeling? It helps the individual to reduce down the stressful or painful situation, and regain a better health. And it can also help the individual to understand how to set the boundaries and clearly express one's need. Art therapy, it can also help to manage the screen time exposure. The individual can involve in art or any form of art It is not drawing only, any form of art, drawing, it may be music, it may be dance therapy, any form of art therapy is very helpful, where the individual get an opportunity to involve himself or herself in some creative practice, which helps them to control the usage of mobile or internet. So this is all about my presentation, and I hope it will be you will be helpful. And if you find anybody around you also who you think that is addicted to mobile or addicted to gadget or have excessive screen dependency, you also can help that person to overcome this difficulty. Thank you.